Welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a news cycle on Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. President Bola Tinubu has returned to Nigeria after a 2-week private visit to Paris, France. The president was received by top government officials, including his chief of staff, Gbajabiamila, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. Also on the receiving line were the Kaduna State Governor Obasani, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Heineken Lukubiri, the Director General of the Department of State Service Yusuf Biche, amongst others. President Bola Tinubu have reiterated his administration's commitment to ending the insecurity plague in the country. The president stated this when he inducted 2 T-129 attack combat helicopters and 1 King Air Beech Shafter 360ER mobility aircraft for use by the Nigerian Air Force. Represented by his Vice President Kashim Shettima, the president said the acquisition of the helicopters and the induction symbolized the commitment of his administration to the nation's security. The president said that the acquisition and induction of the new platforms would improve NAV's air power in the ongoing war against terrorism. The Senate Committee on the Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions has postponed its interactive session with the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadoso, till February 9, 2024 at 9 a.m. This was announced by the chairman of the committee, Senator Adetokunbo Abiru, after waiting for close to 2 hours for the CBN governor on the planned interface. Kikelomo Okere has the rest of the story.
The Lagos lawmaker explained that the postponement of the interactive session was due to CBN governor being held back in the House of Representatives, trying to address some economic issues. He further stressed that the interactive session was moved to Friday so it could meet with service chiefs to also address some other challenges facing the country. The chairman of the committee revealed that there will be a session with the service chiefs on Wednesday, which according to him extends to Thursday because it also has to do with issues of very serious concerns of the country.
The essence of the meeting, of course, very obvious to all of us, which has to do with the current economic situation in the country. Now, but somehow the CBN governor has been held back in the House of Reps, also trying, of course, on the part of the House of Reps, they also are trying to also do some sort of consultation with him regarding the situation of the economy as well. So that is how come this has been somehow delayed. And the sense is that perhaps they're just rounding up, and we don't know exactly when they will be done, to be frank. And on our part too, we also believe that we should be rational, and in terms of trying to see reasons with both our brothers in the House of Reps and the sisters in the House of Reps, and of course the CBN governor. And to that extent, it will appear that on our part we'll have to adjourn ours, and till Friday, the 8th, the 9th of February. And the reason too, I think I should explain. Tomorrow there is a session with the service chiefs, and of course that might extend to Thursday because it's also there are issues of very serious concerns to us.
It could be recalled that the committee, in response to the Naira collapse to 1,520 to US dollars, summoned the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadoso, to speak on the status of the economy and the free flow of Naira on the foreign exchange market. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
The briefing of service chiefs regarding security until February 13, 2024. According to the Senate, the adjournment will allow for the participation of all those involved in national security management. The lawmakers were scheduled to hear from the security chiefs in the Senate chamber about the nation's increasing level of insecurity, but due to the decision to expand the briefing, the Senate had to reschedule the meeting. The motion to adjourn the security briefing by the service chiefs was moved by the leader of the Senate, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, and was seconded by the minority leader of the Senate, Senator Abba Moro. Senate President Godswill Akpabio, while approving the adjournment, noted that the Senate would like a holistic deliberation on insecurity. The federal government's Central Motor Registry is designed to ensure the protection of Nigerians by the Nigerian Police Force from criminals and challenges of stolen vehicles. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Police Affairs, Sani Guazo, stated this during a two-day stakeholders conference on improving internally generated revenue for the ministry with a theme, Strategies at Enhancing Internally Generated Revenue in Abuja. Sharon Ajay has more.
Event, the Permanent Secretary says the Central Motor Registry is a lifetime guarantee that will protect the citizens and their property whenever there are issues of armed robbery, kidnapping and theft by criminals in the country. Adding that the Central Motor Registry will help to review the history and antecedent of the vehicle being purchased from other countries.
I'll give you an example. If you are to purchase a car in Nigeria today, you are most likely going to purchase an imported used car. Do you know the origin of that vehicle? Where does it come from? Was there an armed robbery to pick it and sell it? And if the vehicle is traced to a Nigerian buyer, what will be the name of that buyer? Now, Nigeria has joined an Interpol system where if you just log in, register the identity of that vehicle, it immediately tells you the history, the antecedents of that car, and then you get a certificate. If tomorrow something happens and somebody in another country raises alarm, his car has been stolen or armed robbery or somebody has been killed using that car, and it is traced to you, nobody will pick you. Nigeria police will protect you. And that is the essence of having that kind of registration, and that is the essence of making sure that Nigerians are protected.
He further reels out that the essence of the certificate of registration and that of the automation of the police specialized services such as character certificate, motor vehicle registration and others had made the service delivery seamless as it stopped extortion and people traveling from the 36 states to Abuja to get the services. Adding that it will improve the quality of services and operation of the Nigerian police force, saying it is not peculiar to Nigeria alone, it is practiced in America and Europe.
For that service to continue to flow, some token is being charged, and that is being not well understood by the general public. Is a token if you look at it, but it gives you a lifetime guarantee. By the time you register your vehicle, you now get the certification, you come back and something happens, it's the Nigerian police that will protect you. I give you another example. Many countries will ask for character certification before they give visa or before you travel and stay abroad in a country. That is a service that is provided by the police. Now, that service needs to continue. That service needs to be improved. We don't want a situation where you're living in Maiduguri or Sokoto or Port Harcourt or Lagos, or you have to come back to Abuja headquarters of police to apply for character certificate. We want it to be a seamless process. You do it online, you get your certificate, provided you provide all the
Oluyemi Kadoso, the Minister of Finance Wale Edun, and his counterpart in the Ministry of Budget and National Planning, Atiku Bagudu, have assured Nigerians that the high cost of living being witnessed by Nigerians is currently being addressed. Speaking in similar vein, the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, says the federal government is doing everything possible to calm the current inflation in the country. These assurances were made in separate presentation by the country's economic team in Abuja while appearing at the sectorial debate organized by the House of Representatives during plenary for the finance sector on the current cost of living in the country. Kikelomo Kere has the rest of the story.
In his presentation, the Minister of Finance explained that the country is where it is at the moment due to a series of poor economic policies over the years, adding that the cost of living has spiked as the result of inflation.
In agriculture, if we need to stabilize the economy, two things need to happen. Inflation needs to be tackled. The governor of Central Bank has said what is being done. He has announced his targets for inflation. And the fact that inflation targeting will be a good production, you bring down the price of food, you bring down inflation.
We have taken, and we know that they will have some impacts. But there are compensatory mechanisms. One of it is to support domestic production, particularly one that we are most familiar with, 36 states of Nigeria plus FCT agriculture.
Are daunting. However, they are not insurmountable. Monetary policy actions are sometimes inhibited by transmission lags. Nonetheless, it is expected that the policy measures implemented by the bank will permeate the economy in the short to medium term.
Just 1 more minute, sir.
Inflation pressures may persist, albeit temporarily, but are expected to moderate significantly.
Man of Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adidi.
What we actually collected this year. And given this economic condition and with the promise of Mr. President that we are.
The Nigerian Navy says the troops of Operation Delta Sanity have intercepted 4,036.7 barrels of crude oil and 270,600 liters of illegally refined AG oil valued at 1.05 billion naira from oil thieves in 1 week. The Director of Naval Information, Rear Admiral Adetokun Ayo Von, made this known in Abuja on the operations conducted by the Navy between January 29th and February 4th. Ayo Von said the operations also led to the deactivation of 40 wooden boats, 55 illegal refining ovens, 49 reservoirs, 27 dugout pits, and 19 illegal refining sites. According to him, the various NN platforms deployed for the operation have continued to conduct aggressive patrols to combat oil theft within the Nigerian maritime environment. The Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, have presented the service's 2024 budget to the Senate Committee on Customs at the National Assembly. Adeniyi, while defending the 2024 budget of 706.43 billion naira, said that attention will be on consolidating carried over projects, increasing staff welfare by improving and motivating officers' performance and integrating technologies into custom processes. Regarding officers' welfare, Adeniyi mentioned that officers will be encouraged in various ways to increase efficiency and improve their well-being. He stated that this would be done through awards, promotions, and payment of allowances. Additionally, the Customs Board pledges to surpass the revenue target of 5.079 trillion naira in 2024. Chairman CEO of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, has said that a total of 15 drug kingpins out of 3,412 offenders that were successfully prosecuted and convicted in 2023 bagged 168 years of imprisonment collectively. Marwa disclosed this while addressing men of the agency during an awards and commendation ceremony at its national headquarters in Abuja, where a total of 104 personnel and 13 commands had outstanding performances in the second half of 2023 were recognized and rewarded. The NDLEA boss also explained that to create awareness about the dangers of substance abuse aimed at prevention and encourage those already in it to seek treatment, the agency intensified its war against drug abuse and advocacy initiative nationwide. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Agbetokun, has deployed a new Commissioner of Police, CP Ayilara Wahid Adedemola, to head the Akwa Ibom State Command. CP Adedemola takes over from Olatoyin Durusimi, who has been elevated to AIG Zone 2 Lagos. The new Akwa Ibom CP holds a law degree from the University of Ibadan, a Bachelor of Law from the Nigerian Law School Lagos, and Master of Law from the University of Lagos. He added that the new CP, in his meeting with senior officers of the command, assured of his readiness to operate an open-door policy for enhanced policing, warning them to maintain professionalism while performing their duties. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has slated a supplementary election in Taraba and a new rerun election in Enugu State for February 14. The Commission said this in a statement by Sam Olumekun, National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee in Abuja. Olumekun stated that the decision was taken by the Commission at its Tuesday regular meeting, where it deliberated, among other issues, the outcome of the Saturday rerun and by-election. The by-election was held in 9 constituencies to fill vacant seats resulting from the demise or resignation of members elected during the 2023 general election, both at the national and state houses of assembly. You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, the U.S. gives assurance to unlock investment in Nigeria's mining sector. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories right after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back from the break. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of News Cycle. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, at least 22 people were killed in 2 separate bomb blasts outside poll candidate offices in southwestern Pakistan, officials said, on the eve of an election marred by violence and allegations of poll rigging. The first attack occurred near the office of an independent candidate in Pishin district, around 50 kilometers from the city of Quetta and around 100 kilometers from the border with Afghanistan. Caretaker Information Minister for Balochistan Province, Jan Akazai, and Quetta police both put the death toll from the blast at 12, with 25 more wounded. According to Achakai, a second blast hit near the election office of a candidate for the Islamic Jamiat Ulema Islam F party in the city of Kila Sefula, about 120 kilometers east. 2 amber weather warnings for snow have been issued by the Met Office. Both will come into effect on Thursday, with the first covering North Wales and Northwest Shropshire, and the other the Peak District and South Pennines. The warning of Wales lasts from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m., while the one for the Peak District lasts at 12 p.m. on Thursday and continues until 6 p.m. The amber warnings for the Wales and Northwest Shropshire says snow and ice is expected to cause disruption. A quick look at business. The United States of America yesterday assured to unlock investment in Nigeria's mining sector. This was on the heels of the follow-up of last week's Abuja meeting with the United States Deputy Chief of Mission, David Green. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, who led a Nigerian government delegation that met a delegation of the U.S. government led by senior advisor to the U.S. President on Energy and Infrastructure, Amos Hochstein, on the sidelines of the ongoing investing in Africa in Idaba, Cape Town, South Africa. The U.S. government gave the assurance based on the resolve to strengthen collaboration between Nigeria and the U.S. on mining development, for which both countries have formed a working group to come up with the modalities of their partnership. The federal government and its Angolan counterparts have officially united to enhance water supply and power generation within their respective borders. The collaborative effort was formalized during a crucial meeting when Dr. Jose Bamoquina and the Angolan ambassador the Angola ambassador to Nigeria paid a courtesy visit to the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Usaf, and his state counterpart in Abuja. During the meeting, Usaf underscored the significance of this partnership, stressing the need for both nations to exchange technical expertise and knowledge in pivotal sectors. He highlighted the primary focus on improving citizens' lives through advancement in water supply and hydropower generation, acknowledging the necessity for global support in achieving universal access to clean and safe water. Usaf welcomed an invitation from Bamoquina to visit Angola and foster a more robust partnership across various mutually beneficial areas. The value of foreign exchange transactions recorded on the official Nigerian autonomous foreign exchange market has risen to $584 million, according to data posted on the FMDQ exchange. This represents a significant increase from the $440 million daily transaction previously recorded on the platform. Meanwhile, according to data from FMDQ Security Exchange, the forex turnover increased to $584.53 million on Tuesday from $440.13 million recorded on Monday, indicating an increase of $144.4 million or 32.8%. The improved liquidity is following moves by the Central Bank of Nigeria to stabilize the foreign exchange rate. However, aside from commercial banks, the Central Bank of Nigeria, oil firms and multinationals also sell dollars at Nigerian autonomous foreign exchange market. And still in the news, the Nigerian Communication Commission has appealed to state and local government councils across the country to cut taxes imposed on telecom companies, asserting that excessive taxation will be counterproductive to the growth of the industry. The federal government, in its 2024-2026 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, said it would implement a 5% excise duty on telecommunication services to boost its revenue base. According to MEDA, the NCC management has decided to embark on nationwide advocacy to appeal to states and local government as well as other stakeholders on the need to reduce levies they impose on the operators, especially the right-of-way charges and other multiple taxes. The Nigerian Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone A Ikeja has disclosed that it intercepted 11 imported used vehicles and other contraband worth 854 million naira in January. The Custom Area Controller Hussein Ajibunu disclosed this in a statement. He said that during the period under review, the command recorded a total of 60 seizures comprising different contraband. Ijibunu also said that in the first month of this year, 10 suspects were arrested in connection with the various seizures. Other items seized included 3,655 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 50 kg each, equivalent to 6.5 trailer loads, and 23,025 liters of petroleum motor spirit and 241 bales of used clothes and 1,490 kilograms of Indian ham. The federal government is now implementing measures to significantly reduce the cost of liquefied petroleum gas, popularly called cooking gas. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ekpo, announced. Ekpo disclosed this at a stakeholders consultative meeting in Abuja that had international and indigenous oil companies, major and independent oil marketers, LPG dealers, regulators, among other players in attendance. This came as the total gas debt to gas producing firms was now at $1.3 billion, as this was negatively impacting on investment in the sector. In his address during the meeting, Ekpo emphasized that the federal government had decided to focus on 3 priority areas to ensure sustainable development in the country's gas sector. And that's how we call it a wrap on News Cycle. I am Anthony Momodi saying thank you for watching and see you again.